Hi everybody, this video is a sponsored video for a friend. Somebody sponsored it with a contribution for a friend and they are remaining anonymous. And here's her story. Dear Ollie, a good friend of mine asked me to write down my story and send it to you. I have spent the last week or more binge watching your videos from the beginning. I will try to get through my history with what I now know are my narcissistic family members without going into too much detail. I do not remember much from when I was younger than 12. I know my father physically abused me before the divorce, but I do not remember any of it. I do remember being sexually abused by a man we called Grandpa, but it was only my grandmother's boyfriend. I immediately told my mother what he had done, and I was told that it will never happen again as long as I keep my mouth shut about it. What? You told your mother that your grandmother's boyfriend molested you? Must be her mother because she's... My father told me to forget about what happened and it would go away. It did until I was 13 and I had flashbacks in school, leading me to tell the school counselor. She called the police, and after making bail, my first abuser killed himself. My grandmother blamed me for his death while my father forbade me to go to his funeral. Why would you want to go to the fucker's funeral? Fuck your grandmother. Fuck that cunt. She blamed you. Oh, fuck you, fuck your father, fuck your mother, fuck anybody who knows about this. Ugh. I wanted to go because at least he admitted what he did to me, even if he minimized it at the same time. He said in his note that if what little he did to me messed me up that badly, then he felt bad for the damage he had done to the dozens of other little girls he had actually hurt. He only touched me, but raped his own daughters and others? What in the fuck? And your grandmother blames you? This is why your mother didn't say anything or refer. I don't know whose mother it is. I'm guessing it's your mother's. Okay? Because she... Because obviously your grandmother, I don't know how long this boyfriend was around, okay? But you don't just bring a fucking child sexual predator as a grandparent into your life. You're pretty much dating them their whole life, so it wouldn't that your actual grandfather was one too. Ugh. They should all be buried on. They should all kill them fucking selves. How little he did. What a sack of shit. That's his suicide note and it's your fault? Ugh. This is the shit, and I'm wondering. You're staying anonymous. So I can't go down that road. Other than to say, I think it might be cultural. Again, another one of those cultural things. Because this sounds like a cultural thing that Charlene and so many others, okay, Latinos or minorities or Arab, wherever it is, it's this pervasive culture of child sexual abuse, and it's a group cover-up. I'm not even sure if that falls into this category of a cultural thing or maybe just some kind of another one where you got a family that just covers for each other's sexual abuse. My dad is the main narcissist in my life. No, they're all main narcissists. There is no Maine. They're all a fucking Maine narcissist. You told your mother your grandmother's boyfriend molested you. There's no categories here. They're all fucked. They're all fucked. It doesn't matter. They're all fucked. Trying to say this one is here, this one is there. Fucked. Fucked. That's all they are. It's fucked. My dad is the main narcissist in my life. He's also my main abuser. After my parents divorced, or should I say, my dad dumped us off at my grandparents when my mother became pregnant for the 5th time against his wishes, my dad spent months in a mental hospital. There he learned to stop hitting, but not to stop controlling everyone around him. I ended up living with my dad and his 4th wife because my mother was busy being smacked around by her 2nd husband. I was a freshman in high school when I started living with them. I started acting up about then and dating any boy that would pay attention to me. I was not, however, sleeping around with anyone as my dad told everyone. I was still a virgin. The sexual abuse starting out small. My dad would notice that my bra was too small or would comment on how the shape of my butt told him I was a slut. I was grounded for every tiny thing I did or did not do. If I had more than one friend call that day, if I asked to watch something other than the Golden Girls, if I stopped to walk a friend to their car after school instead of going straight home. Those are the kind of things I was routinely grounded for. I even found out that he would follow me to school events to make sure I did what he told me to. I was not a good kid, but I did not do what he accused me of. I don't remember what I did that was so bad that I was always grounded, but it was mostly my attitude. I have aspects to my story that are similar to yours too. My dad got me a job babysitting, making about $50 a week. Then he bought me a car so that he could make me pay for it and control my car usage. I had to shuttle my siblings around, only go where he said I could, and only drive if I put my checks into a shared account. Of course, the car was the first thing to be taken from me for any infraction. I always avoided going home because I knew what was waiting there. My problem with my dad was more than the fact that he was sexually abusing me. It was that he was telling me I deserved it. I rarely said no, but one time I did. I scoffed and he told me to stop complaining because he knew I liked it. I have blocked out most of what my dad did to me, but I do remember a few of the big things. I finally told someone just after my 16th birthday after he tried to climb in bed with me. I rolled to the wall saying no. He got very angry with me. He told me I was a slut and was giving it away to everyone else. Then he left. I knew it wouldn't be long before he raped me, so I told my best friend, then my choir teacher, then the school counselor, then the police. I tried to tell others before, but my dad had so many people believing he's a great guy, I knew they wouldn't listen. We went to trial twice and got a hung jury both times. I couldn't take another year being stuck in the same loop, so the attorneys and I agreed not to file again. The worst part of what I went through is that he turned the whole town against me, with only those who knew me best believing me. He even put his lies about me in the paper. He told everyone I was a terrible child that constantly acted out, that I was making up the abuse to avoid being punished. He even got one of my sisters to testify against me. All 4 of my siblings stopped talking to me for a very long time. I was to blame for every bad thing that happened to them. They only started talking to me again after my youngest brother killed himself. Even now, it is conditional on me not bringing up the abuse. Today, that's pretty much how it is. I've been married for 15 years and have two great, very intelligent children. They are my world, and there is nothing I wouldn't do for them. I just finished my bachelor's degree last February. Things should be going great for me, except I had no choice but to move in next door to my sister. Yes, the same one that testified against me. I do not think she's as bad as my father, but she is still clearly a narcissist. She got my family this place to stay and filled it up with cheap stuff, mostly so she could buy new stuff. Ever since then, I've been paying back some of the incalculable debt. She would buy us a bit of groceries and expect me to cook for her family 5 to 7 days a week. She would give me a ride to a doctor's appointment and request I watch her kids. The problem came when I told my daughter she could no longer play with her much younger cousin because she was hitting her if she disagreed with him. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. You have a whole family of sexual predators and demons. Okay, your sister obviously is going along with it. Everybody knows the truth. Everybody knows what's going on. Do not allow them anywhere near your children. This is a family thing. They keep passing it down, passing it down, passing it down. And for what? So instead of being your father's sexual slave, you're going to be your sister's housekeeper. Pfft, fuck that. The problem came when I told my daughter she could no longer play with it. I made the mistake of calling the little boy a spoiled brat where he could hear. My sister came over and screamed at me for over an hour, the entire time saying what horrible children I have. I am a terrible mother and my kids are better off without me. I was trying to calm her down and ignoring the insults she was throwing at my kids and me. What is worse is she told our mom that I was twisting her words, and she never said that. Why are you even talking to your mother? I believed it too. I started to think I was not only a terrible mother, but I was becoming delusional. I ended up in a mental health center for a week after attempting suicide, all because of my sister. She had convinced me she was so kind for giving me a place to live and food to eat that I must be the bad guy, that I was just a worthless liar that does nothing but take from others. I'm actually quite the opposite. I have been diagnosed with a major depressive disorder, general anxiety disorder, psychosomatic disorder. I also have borderline PTSD, dissociative disorder, and codependency. I literally do nothing for myself because I have never been taught I was worth the time or the effort. I am only now beginning to see how my dad and sister have done this to me because that makes me easier to manipulate. My dad is now on his sixth wife that I know of, and my sister is on her second. There are people, they use people or discredit them when they can't. My dad is better charming with his soft voice, and my sister has more of a reputation of being a stuck-up bitch. The best part is I can now see them for what they are, and my husband is more than ecstatic to cut them out of our lives as he already has plans. I have the support of him and my friend that introduced me to your YouTube channel. I only wish I can convince my mom that her daughter is a narcissist. Your mother is a narcissist. Fuck your sister. What about your mother? I don't have many friends, and my mom is the only one few people I truly care about. Why? 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 She told you to be silent when some fucking old dude raped you. Look at all this. Look at all this. Your mother's not innocent. Your mother's a fucking cunt. Why are you trying to win the approval of any of these people? They're all sick, evil, and twisted. I don't have many friends, and my mom is one of the few people I care about. She's codependent as I am, and cannot see manipulation for what it is. How do I cut out my mother who is at most an enabler? She's at best an enabler. But that's not what she is. She's a sexually sadistic narcissist playing the role of an enabler. Any of these people, you have it in writing, the guy's suicide note, and they're going to act like, why do you think they don't want you to talk about it? If you really think nobody believes you, then why don't they want you to talk about it? Who believes somebody on his sixth wife? Anybody who would believe him isn't worth having in your life, and I don't think all that many people believe you. Believe him. Otherwise, why try to keep you quiet about it? You need to talk about this. You need to keep talking about this. You need to just be like, fuck this, this happened. You weren't found not guilty, motherfucker. It was a hung jury. It was a hung jury. I would love to know what the split was, but he hasn't convinced everybody. Don't think a hung jury. It sucks. You would have liked the conviction. You went to trial with this guy and you're keeping these people in your life. It can't happen. And I'm going to tell you this for your husband. He needs to make up and stand up and take a bigger role in all this. Because there's no way that I would allow. I didn't know most of the stuff about Charlene until she was away from her. I didn't know it. He knows. What's he going to do about it? That's the question. You got to lean on your husband. He's got to step up. He's got to step up. This one really annoyed me. This one, you didn't annoy me. The story, the situation, all of it is just terrible. So, and I am very sorry it happened. Get away from it. All of them. Your sister's kid, all they do is abuse you. There's no fixing this. There's no anything with this. Get out. And your husband needs to stand up. It's like your husband needs to stand up and be like, if any of you come near my wife, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have problems. All of you are not welcome in our lives. Get out. Now, I don't care if you're living next door, she's helping out. You got to figure it out. For your kids' sake, these people are sick and dangerous, and they don't ever change. You got to break the cycle, which is what I think you're doing. So, thank you for your story. Thank you to your friend for the contribution. I appreciate it. I really wish I could have gotten to this one sooner. This is actually going to be my last one for the day because this one was like, wow. Like, I need to... And I think my laptop's about to overheat too, so let's keep it going. So, thank you. This one was a mind blower. I mean, this one was really bad. You know, I don't know all the specifics about it, but this seems like cultural narcissism. Cultural sexual predators and narcissistic sexual predators flock together. It's just the way it is. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, if you have a topic you'd like me to cover or a narcissist you'd like to expose, you know what to do with the PayPal and my email links in the description box. And remember, when you do email me your story, to please put at the top whether it's with or without contribution and what name you'd like to go by. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye, everybody.